All right, so the state of Massachusetts has yet to report publicly how much it spent in fiscal year 2025 on opioid remediation. That's, of course, money, millions and millions of dollars that is coming from companies like Purdue Pharma that help fuel the opioid crisis. Now, we've been reporting on this for more than a year now. The funds have been flowing for several years. And what we reported last year was that a lot of the money given to cities and towns, that's 40% of the near $1 billion that's going to come in by 2038 for this. Billion, yeah, that's right, big B. About 40% of that goes to cities and towns. And what we reported last year, and this is the reporting of John Gerhardtson, great reporter out of Western Mass, is that less than 8%, only about 8% of that money had been spent at the city and town level. Now, at the state level, which is 60% of these millions of dollars, there's also quite a bit of spending going on there. And for last year, that's the last fiscal year that ended in June of 2025, the report is not out yet. The state's supposed to have it by October 1st. And listen, we're not just busting them on that, but we are holding them to account for these numbers. So if you look at what are they spending on? That's the big question, right? So last year they spent more than $60 million on opioid remediation. That's supposed to be things, like recovery programs and all sorts of things that help deal with this crisis that these companies helped create. Now, this amount that they spent last year, which is actually about $62 million, that is more than all of the expenditures for the first 4 years of the program combined. So it's quite a bit of money flowing. What is that on? One, service expansion. That's about a third of it. About $21 million went to things like life-saving supplies, including fentanyl test strips, naloxone, non-injection harm reduction services, and also hospitals, providers of outpatient addiction treatment, stuff like that. Then there's about $3 million to community wellness. Some of that came through the governor's office. Let's see, $10 million to equity. And that's, of course, making sure that people dealing with negative impacts of drug use in particular communities get things like recovery coaches, outreach teams that distribute harm reduction supplies. There's no money explicitly designated for the Department of Correction, like I reported. But anyway, so we're looking, the report is not out publicly yet. The stuff that we got from the state has some holes in it. We tried to fill those. Check out the story at BINJ.news. And one other thing I should say is that some of the relationships, some of the stuff going on behind the scenes with the state, we tried to figure out the contractor who was giving out these funds in the past couple of years. We tried to find out what happened, why they weren't working with the state anymore. The Department of Public Health destroyed those files. Nothing we can tell you. So we're doing our best to add up a lot of money, but I can't stress enough. If we weren't watching this, we weren't seeing where these opioid settlement funds are going, really nobody would be. So check that out. And we have a lot of coverage on this. This isn't the only one, but this is a big one. We got the numbers first.